go. Our second of two championship matchups for your tag titles are going to be on the line. And this is a matchup that, in the eyes of many, including you, I know BC Steel, this is months in the making and long overdue. I'm not so sure I agree, but put up or shut up time for the challengers.
Well, Joe, this may not be the main event as far as the last match of the evening, but this is certainly the main event because the main event is in the match. And Joe, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we're going to have new tag team champions. Want to bet?
With you?
Yeah.
What do you want to wager?
I'll tell you after.
I'm 1 for 1 on wagers so far. Dupree doesn't get to read his list.
How about if they win, I get to read his list?
Oh, not on your life. Gannon Jones Jr., Duke Davis, the main event, self-proclaimed. In more ways than one, of course, but Gannon and Duke have been in tag team competition ever since we crowned the first premier tag team champions back in the month of September. And we've seen some countouts, some disqualifications, but no one as of yet has been able to pin or submit the team of Gannon and Duke in 2-on-2 competition.
Not only that, but as much as I respect Crummels and Defarge, and I know uppercut, dropkick, you want to get those out now?
Hey, I'll mention they survived one of the most hellacious ladder matches I've ever seen. They beat the Koger brothers. It was a physical war. They earned those tag titles. They earned those masks back. And if anybody has any doubts on the toughness of Crummels and Defarge, I think they were able to silence those critics.
Well, definitely so. And they definitely earned the tag team titles. I'll agree with you there. And while they went through hell with the Kogers, the main event is an entirely different animal.
Crummels and Defarge with a determination on their face. Crummels and Defarge with focus second to none. It took them a year to gain the tag team championships. But you know as well as I do, the road's only going to get more difficult from here.
Well, it definitely does. When you're the champions, the target is squarely on you and everybody's gunning for you. And right now, they have a tall task ahead of them with Gannon Jones Jr. and Duke Davis. The look on Gannon Jones Jr.'s face, he's not having it. He's all business.
Let's go to Dave Kitch, unprofessional ring announcer extraordinaire, for the introduction. Splendid.
Who needs him?
It's Cody.
Who?
It's Pedro.
Introducing personal referee in charge for the Bell South, Mr. Dave Dawson. And now, the challengers. And a total combined height of 12 feet 10 inches tall. From Miami, Florida, Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. from Maine. Across the ring, hailing from wherever they hang their hats. They have a total combined shoe size of 23. And they are the premier tag team champions, Cornelius, Crummels, and Sonny.
Good old Crumfarge.
Well, I'm happy we're not doing a tail of the tape on this matchup, because that could get a little dicey, but be that as it may, Crummels and Defarge, even you have to be impressed, BC Steel, by the tenacity they showed in their war with the Koger brothers through all the sneak attacks, all the ambushes, through Jimmy Jacobs, through the ladder war. Crummels and Defarge showed that they mean business, no pun intended, and they're here to stay.
Well, I definitely didn't think that they would be able to wrestle those tag team titles away from the Kogers. An impressive feat of strength and stick-to-itiveness. But like I said, Duke and Gannon are an entirely different animal. And you said it yourself, haven't been pinned or submitted in their time here as a tag team. And you have to think, too, that Chris LaRusso has a vested interest in this. Imagine if Chris LaRusso had the Premier Championship and the tag titles. It could be every title
Ladies
for
and
Chris
gentlemen,
LaRusso.
I've just been informed by referee Dave Dawson that due to the events of earlier tonight, Ron Mathis and Chris LaRusso are barred from ringside.
Wait a minute.
That's a smart maneuver.
Can he do that?
He did.
What? Look at. Why would you give him any authority?
My question would be, will Mathis and LaRusso obey that rule?
I think they're law-abiding citizens in this
Oh,
state.
please. I want to give the power here to the officials to do what they need to do to control this environment. This has been a chaotic night.
To say the least. R.C. Dupree still hasn't woken up yet, mind you.
I don't care. It's his problem.
How are we going to find out what favorite color Jack Pollock has if he doesn't read the facts? R.C. Dupree reads.
Well, can we think about maybe the Premier Tag Team Championship instead? That might be slightly more important.
We certainly can, and we can think about how great it's going to look around the weights of Gannon Jones Jr. and Duke Davis.
Well, Gannon and Duke have not been defeated via pinfall or submission yet in 2-on-2 action, as I mentioned. What's the strategy for both teams? How does Crummels and Defarge conquer the unconquerable? How did Gannon and Duke finally take that last step when every single time they've come up just short and decided to blame a conspiracy instead of themselves?
Well, for Team Crumfarge, I think it's not going to be as personal as we saw with the Cobras. This is going to be a little bit more business from the businessmen, if you will. And while Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. have that same thing, have that same mindset, for them it's almost a little personal because they see Ron Mathis with the Premier Championship. I'm sure they've heard from LaRusso over and over and over about what it means to be on top here in Premier Championship Wrestling. So they're going to have to take it to them. They're going to have to rely on their... I paused. I was waiting for it.
I didn't say anything.
They're going to have to rely on their strength and their size to really take it away from Crumfarge. That is their new official name, right? Did you approve that yet?
Well, I mean, you're running with it, obviously. As it's Duke Davis and Sonny Defarge, center of the ring.
Don't let him try.
Duke and Gannon have come in prepared. And this is a defense, unlike any team has used against Crummels and Defarge. I think Gannon Jones Jr. has a new souped-up playbook to consult for this.
Well, I think they've been adding a few wrinkles into the arsenal, adding a few new tips and tricks.
Couldn't do it a third time. Duke overpowering. Defarge is a big guy in his own right, but Duke and Gannon about 6'5" or 6 each. And
I was just going to say, I will add to my strategy for Duke and
there
Gannon.
you see Gannon looking at the playbook.
And I think it says what I was just going to say. Stay away from uppercuts, stay away from drop kicks, which I personally would love. Not that I don't hear you yelling that at the top of your lungs. You know, can I make a comment?
Why don't you like fun?
Nobody likes fun. Can I make a slight comment to the suggestion?
I suppose you're here.
don't
Duke from behind.
I don't think it's fair that Chris LaRusso and Ron Mathis aren't allowed at ringside. They are a team. They are a group. They're a well-oiled machine. Do you think you could do this without me or without Jay Worthington Farnsworth? No.
No comment. Duke with the full extension of the leg in the corner and buries the knee. If the main event captures the tag team championships here, with LaRusso already controlling the premier champion Ron Mathis, what would that say for the future dominance of this group?
Well, I would say that
Uppercut!
Oh, damn it.
Uppercut! Uppercut!
What's next?
Running uppercut!
You done?
Uppercut! Say something?
No, I was just saying about how Chris LaRusso would be in firm control of Premier.
Uppercut! Drop kick!
That was a one-footed jumping leg kick.
That was a variation of a drop kick. As Gannon Jones Jr. and Cornelius Crummels. Now the legal men, Crummels with the upper hand at the moment. Drop kick! But to your point, yeah, I think a main event tag team championship win puts all the cards in LaRusso's deck for the remainder of this year and maybe well beyond.
They say with the
Drop
gold,
kick!
with the gold comes power. You know, just let me know if you want me to sit out a little bit while you call.
Crummels got caught that time. And Gannon with a strike of his own.
You don't want to yell super kick?
Why don't do that? Back suplex nicely done.
Beats me. Actually, it beats Crummels right now.
Could beat Crummels, 2 count only. But yeah, LaRusso will have the advantage and all of the Premier branded championships in his possession. And if you ask Ron Mathis, I'm sure they will reign supreme for
forever. He wasn't there to yell this time.
Yeah, that. Crummels is struggling to his feet. A double handful of hair by Pro Wrestling's All-Star.
A multi-sport athlete, not only a multi-sport athlete, but really a varied style in the ring as well. We've talked about it before. He can go to the air, he can use his power, he can use his size, his reach. And as if one individual like that wasn't bad enough, you have Duke Davis. So let me pose the question to you. What do you think Crumfarge is going to do to match the speed, size, and ability? Look, they even have time to get in a workout. No, I'm going to do a few setups myself. Take it over, Joe.
Well, a great double team by Gannon and Duke. If we waited for you to do a few sit-ups successfully, we'd be off air by that point. But in any event...
That's one.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Whew. Oh, how many was that? Oh.
Duke Davis is punishing Crummels, the smaller of the 2 defending champions. Davis, the most physically imposing athlete in the Premier roster.
Well, no doubt about it. You don't meet a lot of individuals like Duke Davis. There's no doubt about it.
He's the metahuman.
And he's proud of himself, too. I mean, Joe, if you were 6'5" and built like a Greek god and you just toss people around, wouldn't you have a little hitch in your giddy up? Wouldn't you have a little ego? Maybe just a little?
Well, I mean, especially if I had LaRusso building up my self-confidence.
Well, let me tell you, as somebody that has LaRusso as a friend, it's just a benefit to him. Every day is like Christmas.
Leg lariat by Duke Davis. 2-0. It doesn't strike you at any point that Chris LaRusso is a bit of a manipulator and maybe a bit selfish as far as positioning 3 of the most dangerous men in this promotion solely around himself?
Well, I would say it's smart. For as long as I've known Chris LaRusso, I wouldn't call him selfish or self-serving, or he's as honest as the day is long.
He's got the Premier Champion. He wants the Tag Team Championships. It's up to LaRusso. He'll have all the belts by not too long from now.
Well, what's wrong with that?
He'll find somebody to dominate the welterweights.
I mean, look, I'm not saying Nate Wings is the kind of guy that could be bought, but I'm sure he wouldn't pass up an easy buck.
Double team.
I know a guy if he's interested, if he wanted to make a quick buck.
Well, there's a cover, 2-0. That's more up your alley. You could run a 4-minute mile if you're chasing a quick buck. I know you well enough to say that.
Thank you. I am quite the athlete. I appreciate that. But I'm certainly not the athlete of Gannon Jones Jr. as we see that right now.
Well, he's the All-Star.
Well, he is.
And Defarge is helpless to do anything but watch.
Wait, Joe. Look at that. Look, just taunting him.
Gannon treating this like a day off.
Well, you know, Gannon and Duke can't be too confident here. We've seen what Crummels and Defarge have gone to. You said it took them a year to not only retrieve the masks, but to also win the tag titles. I'm sure Dropkick Dave and Uppercut Ulysses, wherever they may be, certainly made proud.
Cover here off the textbook suplex. Defarge has to make a save there.
But as I say all the time, it's one thing to win, it's another to retain. You'd have to think that every tag team here in Premier has their eyes on this matchup, as well as Chris LaRusso, the honorable Chris LaRusso, I might add, and the honorable Ron Mathis.
Honorable?
Did he get his pants back, by the way?
I could not possibly care less. That's something, that's LaRusso's problem right now, not mine. I'm worried about the fate of the Premier Tag Team Championships. Duke and Gannon have made a lot of noise. They've sent a lot of messages, emails, and voicemails.
And protests.
Complaining about their lack of opportunities, but every time they had a chance to get to that promised land, every time they had a chance to get to that title matchup, they'd make one tiny mistake, get counted out, or disqualified, their temper would get the better of them. There's always been something impeding them, but right now there's nothing but air and opportunity as Gannon launches Crummels throughout the air. And certainly very impressive physical strength.
And did you see Duke showing the guns? Look at that. See, that's a gun right there. But with Duke Davis, my goodness. You should charge extra. You get a wrestling event and a pose-off. Or pose down, or whatever they're called.
Well, we've had enough gaga on this event so far. There's a double suplex.
And look at that. Duke says, hey, I'll take it from here. Gannon, go take a breather.
That
Look,
handoff is so impressive in the squats. I mean, hey, Crummels is a welterweight, but he's also a living, breathing human being that fights back. That's not evenly distributed weight, and Duke's just treating it like nothing. Into the cover, Crummels on the rope.
oh, what cowardice. What cowardice.
How is that coward?
Using the ropes to your advantage. I'm disgusted.
It is smart ring positioning. Well, why don't you leave?
You know, I will leave. I'll go down there ringside and go cheer them on.
You're not allowed at ringside some of these disparaging comments you've made. Defarge got popped, and now Crummels trying to fight back.
Maybe Dave Kitch needs a breather.
I'd go from bad to worse.
Working so hard.
Oh, Gannon. Oh, wait a minute. Low bridge. I think that was a miscommunication between Gannon and Duke. Gannon had knocked Crummels down, and the rope was lowered with it. Duke wasn't ready, and here comes Sonny Defarge.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Defarge didn't make a tag.
Yes, he did.
No, it didn't happen.
He made the tag.
Didn't say it.
Referee Dawson apparently had his attention averted elsewhere.
Well, Joe, I mean, there's 4 individuals out there. It's very hard to keep track of everything going on. Jeez, that'll rearrange your bridge work.
That shut down that momentum in a hurry, didn't it?
Joe, I think it's about, well, no, that's not a...
With a very lax cover, going for style points is Duke Davis.
That's not a pin that's going to get the job done. That's more of an insult. You got to admit, Gannon and Duke always seem confident. They never seem to be thrown off, maybe a little bit now and then, but they always seem to recover quickly. Have you ever been hit with a tree trunk?
What? No.
That's probably what Cornelius Crummels is feeling right now.
I think it's a very safe assessment. That is that's an easy bet there that Gannon and Duke, one shot from them could be akin to an entire onslaught from somebody else.
Really, I think you should. How about I push you into a tree afterwards? You can get really what it's like to run into Duke Davis or Gannon Jones Jr.
Well, when you run into Duke or Gannon, it feels like they ran into you. No doubt about that. Crummels is in a bad way, cannot get to his feet.
You know what? We'll always have the memory when Crummels and Defarge won the tag team title. Something I know you were very, very happy about. And that happiness that you felt is what I feel when Gannon and Duke win the tag titles.
Gannon. Crummels lands on his feet. Here comes Sonny Defarge. Uppercut. Uppercut. Crummels in a desperate pinch uppercut. Was able to find the freshman. Oh, sidestep by Gannon. Uppercut. Sonny Defarge can feel it.
And that's it, Gannon flying, and Duke's still on the outside. This is the opportunity they need to take control of this. I don't know about that. I don't know if Cornelius Crummels had fully recovered.
That's a great point. I'm not so sure. And now, look at this double team. Nicely done. Crummels lands on top. Could this do it here? Crummels! Near fall.
Crummels didn't have the ability to hook that leg. That might have been a mistake by Team Defarge. Duke Davis still down on the outside.
Duke Davis in a bad way. Gannon Jones Jr. is stirring, but not much better.
Hey, ref, watch.
Oh, no, come on. LaRusso and Mount is a blatant distraction.
Well, Joe, they're not technically at ringside. They're just really close.
Oh, Gannon the boot.
They're not at ringside. They're more a guardrail side.
Oh, well, technicality here. There's still a diversion. Duke Davis takes out Defarge. Crummels is down in the ring. And obviously they're looking to steal the tag team championships. Wait a minute. Sonny Vice and Andrew Palace.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
And the chase is on.
No, what brings them out?
Oh, shut up.
What right did... No, you shut up. What right do they have out here?
This group pulled the same thing earlier tonight to cost Palace and Vice the win over Mathis and LaRusso. And they're not going to let it happen again. And now Gannon turns around, and the official's back in play.
Well, I think he was letting Dawson's Creek know that the title was in the ring, and he was trying to get it for him. See, they're shining it up.
Please.
What a sportsman.
Yeah, really. Don't tell me you're going to fall for that. Oh, they got a second title.
Well, there normally are for tag titles, yes.
And a second title to the skull of Crummels. Main event gonna steal it. No. Whoa, Crummels kicks out.
Are you sure?
It was a kick out. They shouldn't have been in that position anyway.
Well, you can tell by the look on Duke's face, he thought it was over. I mean, he was already counting that extra money that comes with being a champion. Oh, wait a minute. I mentioned it earlier. He might be a big man, but he can fly.
The agility of Gannon Jones Jr. The moonsault, but nobody there. Drop kick.
And Gannon is not only far away from his corner, but he has nobody to tag.
Crummels, the modified curb stomp. And yeah, Gannon is out to lunch right now.
Gonna have to try and get over there. Well, there's the tag.
Sonny Defarge back in. Both defending champions are the worse for wear. Oh, they caught him with a high-low. Gannon in trouble here. Can Defarge pin him? Here comes Duke. Look at Crummels. Crummels holds on to the rope, traps Duke, and Defarge pins Gannon. Defarge and Crummels defy the odds, and the first tag team to defeat Gannon and Duke Davis in a traditional tag team matchup. It's finally happened. The champions found a way.
Well, now, Joe, wait a minute. First of all, Sonny Vice was out here with Andrew Palace, running off two guys who were just trying to cheer on their friends. And
Are you serious?
yes!
Mathis and LaRusso not to be trusted at all. They came out here to commit some more highway robbery. And thankfully, Vice and Palace didn't want something to happen to Defarge and Crummels that had already happened to them. And, hey, Palace and Vice are going to have their opportunity real soon to get some dues paid on LaRusso and Mathis. And thankfully, an injustice is prevented here. Crummels and Defarge still your premier tag team champions.